Hello everyone, my name is Ali and today we'll be talking about and diving more into migration. Now, before we actually start into the video, feel free to like and subscribe down below if you're enjoying the content so far. Now, understanding migration is quite simple. However, there are a few things that have to be emphasized on. First of all, that it increases the effective size of a population, and this is due to the incoming migrants. This is natural because if we have 20 people that are migrating into a population of 50 people, this is naturally going to be increasing the effective size of the population. It prevents fixation of alleles since there is the transfer of alleles from migrants to recipients, and this is what we mentioned before. What is going to be happening is that some alleles, if they might be very common in the recipients, but they might not be very common in the migrants. Therefore, when they breed together, the fixation is going to be taking longer or not happening at all. Now, also, the migration rate referred to as M is much higher than the mutation rate referred to as mu. This tells us that the contribution of migration to the chance in gene pool is much higher than mutation. Now, habitat fragmentation is a point that we're going to be talking about extensively actually, and this is going to be preventing gene flow, and this is going to be the reason this happens is because it is blocking organisms from migrating effectively and breeding with one another. This will ultimately lead to the reduction in the genetic variation of these isolated populations. Let's imagine a case when we are in a forest and the local, for example, city has decided to cut down this forest in order to build a highway. What is happening here is that we have populations of animal X on the left hand side of the highway and the population of the same animal Y on the other side of the highway, and they are both of the same species. Eventually mutations are going to be happening to these two organisms or these two populations, which could previously breed and produce offsprings, but after these mutations become very prominent, very significant, they are no longer going to be able to breed due to speciation. So this is the point that we're trying to make, and let's move on just to make sure that there is nothing that we missed. Yes, it is ultimately leading to a reduction in the genetic variation because these two populations will no longer be able to breed with one another.